Aloha, great job today. Quick review. E major, E minor. By removing this finger on the G string from a G sharp to a G, we're exhibiting that the E major, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, and D sharp, it has 4 sharps, has that minor third, which means we just take that natural third of G sharp and we flatten it to a G. Now with E major and E minor, we have an easy way to move around that. When we go to our next chord that we've learned, the A major, we have an A in the bass, we've got a E note, which is the 5th, we've got an A, which is the root, and then above that, a C sharp. I wouldn't play this with all 3 fingers like they kind of show on books. I only use 1 finger. The caveat is, I play those 3 notes and I leave this top E string open by playing just those like that. It's a miniature bar chord on just those 3. When I go to the minor, the A minor looks exactly like the E major did. It has that extension with the finger out there because this is that note, the minor third. With the case of E major, this would be the major. When we remove it, it becomes the minor. Well, with our chord today, the D major, we're putting our first finger on the 2nd fret on the 3rd string, meaning the G string. E is the 1, B is the 2, G is the 3. D4, A5, E6. So when we have our first finger on the 3rd string, the G string, on the 2nd fret, we have a G, G sharp, A note. When we skip a string, the B string specifically, and we go all the way to the 2nd fret and play the top E string, the 1 string, we get the note F sharp. E to F is a half step, F to F sharp is a half step. These 2 notes plus our 3rd finger wrapped around to play the B string at the 3rd fret, B, C, C sharp, D, gives me a D, F sharp, and a A, which gives us a D major. Now this one I attack generally from the D string because it's a nice full chord. However, you can put the A in there and the E. It just kind of changes the tone of giving a lower note. So it would be an inversion of these guys with a substitute bass note. So with the D major, what we wanted to do is focus and know that this is a major triad. This is what all the other chords in D major we're going to be talking about stem from. So if we say flatten the 3rd for a D minor, we wouldn't take our finger and cross it over, nor would we play like this and like move our finger back and forth. Now you can if you'd like to. I just find it more positive to have our fingerings in this system with a D major triangle shape and then keep our finger on the D string at the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and then move our middle finger to play the A note, which is on the 2nd fret, and then move that finger that was previously on the 2nd fret to the 1st fret for the E string, thusly giving us a F note and a minor chord. Now, if I go from here to here, this is considered moving from a D major to a D minor. If we could play a D major in the 2nd fingering and then keep our finger right there, quite literally all we would have to do is raise this finger to get a minor, which is another way about going about it if you so choose to play your D major and your D minor that way. I, however, just do not mind moving and transitioning. Reason being, most songs that you will play will not have a major to a minor back to back unless it's written, and in my experience, when they are written together that way, it generally is a slower movement. We're not going to have something that's going to be like, I mean, you could. It's just that major to minor generally isn't something we hear in a lot of music. Having said that, you will come across it, so learning how to play this in different ways is always awesome. D major, if we drop our D in the D major to an F sharp, C sharp, it becomes the D major 7 because it's using the major 7th of that key. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. So when we have D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D, that C sharp is a T-do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. So what we try and do when we hear that note, the 2 bookend notes, the F sharp and the A, which are the 3 and the 5, when we move the 1 down to the 7th, we we already have a low D, which is our root. We've got our 3, which is our major third, and then our A, which is our 5th. So the addition of taking away this D note and adding the actual C sharp gives us the feeling of a happy, airy major tone. A lot of like Kalapana, Chicago. What is it? Such a great chord. And then when we move the C sharp down to a C note and then play our F sharp and our A, we get a D dominant 7 or a D7. So the takeaway is use these with your teeter-totters this week. Practice your spider exercises and work your fingers all the way up, because when these get super strong, we use this as the foundation to teach do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. And from there, you can move that scale anywhere. It becomes tangibly movable, just like these shapes. So keep going with the D major by playing on the 1. On the 2, move your finger. 3, move your finger. And the 4, move your finger. And then play on the 1 again. When playing the D major, we would have something that looks like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and chord and 1 and 2 and 3 and... Now here's the thing. You do not have to wait for these 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 ands, but if you practice with moving your finger on the actual downstroke beat there, you will find that when you speed this up, your fingers will actually just move together rather than moving and layering, and they'll just move at the same point and go to the same thing. The right hand itself will then have established perfect rhythm. So when it starts off as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, well, that's when counting whole notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Well, let's say we did that same phrasing, but counting that 2, 3, 4. That's about 50 beats per minute. Let's say it's 100 beats per minute. So double. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We would still have the 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, but our hands would move a lot faster and we would have perfect rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. See what I'm talking about? So what we do is we go slow and we slowly get faster. And notice how the hands stop the layering thing and they just start moving all together as one collective. And that's what we're really looking for. So when you can do that between the same chord, you of course can do that between other chords, and moving your hand randomly to different chords works because there are 7 notes and we put those in a C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, or a D, E, F, G, A, D, C, D. We put these in order of those 7 notes, not always in that order, but when we do those 7 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, in a key, we can go, hey, everybody play the 2, play the 5, and play the 1. Well, in the key of D major, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, diminished D. A 2, 5, 1 would be E, A, D. And that's jazz. E minor, A major, D major. After that, we learn how to do those progressions and just play. That would be an E minor with an E minor pentatonic, A major with a flat 3 to a natural 3 movement for a bebop blues. And then it lands on the D major, which also looks a lot like the B minor. And we'll know that because it stresses the C major and the A major shape, but it's being played as a D major and a B minor. C major, A minor. All of these are relative. Once you learn it at one fretting, you can do them at all the frettings. I really enjoyed seeing you today. Work on those spider exercises. Make sure that you're practicing your teeter-totters with the D major 7, D dominant 7, and then use those chords that we're learning how to play. Find out if they sound good, and anywhere else on the fretboard. All right? If you have any questions, put them in the comment section, and I'll get with you. Aloha.